Hello, hello. I'm going to give it a second for people to realize there is a stream and hopefully hop in. This is going to be my updated Modern Marisa combo guide with the changes that happened in Season 2 of Street Fighter 6. And I will be uploading this VOD in full to my YouTube later so that the combo help is accessible to anyone who didn't watch the stream. But for the moment, I'm going to... Oh my god, there's 4 people already! Awesome! I have this irrational fear every time I hit stream that it's going to be 0 people and it's just going to be me talking to myself. But okay, I'm going to hop into training here then. I have it set to random music, so hopefully the music doesn't suck. Oh no, whatever one this is fire. That works. Okay. So, 5 people now. Awesome. If anybody has any specific questions at any point, please type in the chat, because I really want this to be as helpful as possible. I took some notes beforehand to try to make sure I cover everything. But, okay, here we go. So for starters, things that Modern Marisa still does not have, for better or more so now for worse. She does not have standing heavy kick on Modern. If you hit standing heavy on Modern controls, you get standing heavy punch every single time. And that means that big, like, pinwheel kick that looks like it covers the whole screen is not available to you. This is a bit of a bummer for Modern Marisa combo routing. That loss normal was a lot less noticeable in Season 1. But they added some really awesome combo routes for it in Season 2 with Juggles off punish counter and with it having proximity guard. Thankfully, there is one other Marisa normal that was given proximity guard in the patch, and she does have that. I will get into that a little bit later. So, no standing heavy kick. If you've seen any combos online with that big pinwheel kick and you play Modern controls, you can't do that. No standing light kick. If you hit standing light with Modern Marisa, you get standing light punch every time. Hit it twice to get the target combo. But you are not going to get standing light kick. That's less relevant, but it does mean you lose a couple of routes, primarily off the standing heavy kick, which you also don't have, so not the end of the world. You still don't have Quadriga. The only way you will ever see a Modern Marisa use Quadriga is a light Quadriga that occurs at the end of the heavy auto combo like so. Otherwise, anything you see with an OD Quadriga into a wall splat for some of her max damage combos, you have to work around that on Modern because she does not have that. So okay, that's what we don't have. I'm going to get into more so what we do have and what was changed in Season 2. One of the things that was changed the most is that a raw Gladius into Super now has significantly more damage scaling. So if I were to do this... it's a lot more scaled than it would have been in Season 1. However, chances are if you play Modern, you already know that there is scaling on Modern simple inputs for specials, and scaling on Modern super simple inputs as well. So, if you have been, like me, routing into level 3 off Raw Gladius with 1-button Gladius and simplified supers, you were already playing Marisa with the scaling that the classic players are now also suffering through. Because worth noting, if something is scaled on Modern controls, and it would also be scaled on Principle in the combo, that does not double the scaling. For instance, if you were losing, say, 20% damage on this into Super, but there was also just net 20% scaling off Super from Gladius, that doesn't mean that now because you did it Modern, you have 40% scaling. It just means that someone who does it on Classic is going to have the same exact scaling that you already have on Modern. So, in a weird way, that kind of is a Modern bug, because chances are, if you're used to just doing Raw Gladius into Super with simplified inputs, you already have a sense of how much damage this does, and you're not going to be shocked when it does a little bit less damage than what it was doing before. Whereas people playing on Classic are like, gosh dang it, the damage is gone. We were used to that. Modern Marisa players know. As far as the main thing that was added to her, she has a target combo off of forward heavy kick that looks like this. And as you can see, when you hit anyone with that target combo now, it juggles them very high into the air, which did not occur on the previous season. And the main thing that they showcased in the trailers for Season 2 with that is that it now allows you to route into level 2. That was not possible before. There was practically no use for this in Season 1. Unless I knew it was going to kill off, say, a failing Wall Splash. But there's no other reason why I would do that in Season 1, because it didn't route into anything. Whereas now, in that same situation... And lest you think that's only because Weak is at the wall, that also works anywhere else on the screen with that juggle. And because Marisa can charge her heavies, you can also get slightly more damage, which, let's see, if it's uncharged into level 2, simplified, 3460. If you charge it, 3560. So an extra 100 damage there. There are a lot of situations where this buff has a lot more utility than it might appear at first glance. You might just think, oh, it's a way to save meter, and say, previously, if I were in a wall splat situation and I wanted to route into level 2, it would have had to be something like this. And look how much drive meter that costs with having to tack the OD Gladius on at the end and spend another 2 bars. Whereas now, in that situation, with the heavy kick target combo buff, you route into level 2, you still deal an absolute ton of damage, you actually have time to fully charge it off the Failings Wall Splat, and you don't have to spend another 2 bars of drive. So that's a pretty significant quality of life change. Same thing off of the DI Wall Splash. If you wanted to route meterless into level 2 there, I think maybe you could charge it. Let me try that. Yep. Hey, it's, I'm trying to pronounce that. It's this gay dude. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for hopping in the stream. Okay, so 6 HK, target combo routes. I'm gonna go over what works mid-screen, what works corner, because it is a little bit different. For one thing, the combo routes change depending on... Why am I not on the left here? There we go. Depending on if your starter is a heavy Dima or an OD Dima. If I were to do heavy Dima and try to drive rush directly into that target combo, though it's pronounced Disgaea like the game. I'm not familiar with the game, but got it, Disgaea. So if I were to start this with the heavy Dima and try to drive rush directly into the target combo, it whips. But if you start with the OD Dima, it connects. And the one off the OD Dima is particularly important because with crouch jab, jump in, that's a safe jump. I'm going to set loop to wake up with a button so I can demonstrate that that's actually a safe jump. Oop, I screwed up the timing, hang on! Still screwed. I know it's a safe jump, so help me. Oh my god. Bear with me, because now I'm being watched, I'm gonna mess stuff up. If you do this correctly, I swear to God it's a safe jump. I'm having trouble going directly into that with crouch jab without getting a couple extra frames there. Big Bird found it. It is a safe jump. There it is. Okay, there it is. So help me God. Safe jump. You do have to whiff the crouch jab after the knockdown from the target combo there for it to be a safe jump. Otherwise, there are going to be times where it doesn't connect, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. However, It's a bit of a weird mid-screen safe jump, because if the opponent does not recover backward, does not back roll, you land on the opposite side of them that you would otherwise. Why is this not connected? See how I landed on the opposite side of Luke and caused the side switch there? I find it very difficult to confirm in the moment as I'm in the air deciding what to do, whether or not they back rolled and whether I'm going to land on this side or that side. And that's kind of important with the safe jump, because unless you're in the habit of doing your safe jumps by tapping parry, which would cover you from either direction on landing, if you're just holding back to block on safe jumps like I usually do, and you land on the opposite side of Luke, now you're not holding back anymore, you're holding forward, and you're going to eat the ODDP if he goes for a reversal. So either get comfortable confirming in the moment whether there was a back roll off this, or maybe save that safe jump for using it in the corner if you have trouble getting the traditional Marisa safe jump that requires the manual heavy phalanx at the end of the combo. Because in the corner, it doesn't matter how he tries to recover, it's still always going to be where you land in front, he's still in the corner, and it's a safe jump. So I would definitely practice that safe jump in the lab. Previously, modern Marissa's only mid-screen safe jump without the access to the overhead for her traditional mid-screen safe jump was this, into this, into this. It's a lot more damage to go for this. And there's, I see, because I landed on the other side of him. So I would definitely get used to using this new mid-screen safe jump in addition to the previous modern mid-screen safe jump, because it does a lot of damage. And notably, I pointed out that for this to be a safe jump, you have to do a crouch jab after the knockdown. If you don't do a crouch jab and you simply jump forward, I'm going to turn off the reversal real quick here. You're plus 12. Plus 12 is a very good number, because the fastest possible command grab for Marisa comes out in about 13 frames, and your forward heavy kick, the knee, is 14 frames. And that means either of those options beat a wake up 4-frame from your opponent if you empty jump forward off that knockdown without whipping the crouch jab to turn it into a safe jump. And I'm going to set him to back roll again so that I don't mess this up.
Where are you going? Straight dreams!
That's traded, should be traded. There it is. And you could obviously also combo off of that once you confirm the hit. I'm just going to do it with the auto combo real quick to make it easier. So you can get massive damage off of that if they're mashing on Wakeup. You do also still have time to block there if you just jump forward into block. It's not a safe jump, so you can't jump forward into an attack and have that work. But if you just empty jump forward there into block, and he wants to do something invincible on Wakeup, you can still bait the reversal. Personally, I think I'm going to be using the empty jump option a lot more, because I find it very finicky doing the safe jump when I don't know which side of him I'm going to land on. The best solution to that is to get used to doing your safe jumps where instead of just holding back to block after you hit your aerial normal, you're tapping parry before you hit the ground, in which case the parry will come out on a reversal, and then it doesn't matter what side you're on. But personally, I think it's easier to stick to using the safe jump when he's in the corner, and you don't have to worry about which recovery method he does. Yep. And doing empty jump the rest of the time. The empty jump situation can still get a little weird if you're trying to do the knee or the command grab on his wake up and he doesn't back roll. Because there I went for the command grab input, but instead of being forward special, it became back special because of the landing. So it is a bit of a weird setup in that respect, but I think it does provide a lot of really interesting new combo routes for her. And if you don't want to do anything with the jump, you just want to take the knockdown, this still routes into level 2. And that's 40% with completely modern inputs. That is an absolute ton of damage for a safe jump that doesn't require any motion inputs at all for modern. So if you have difficulty with motion inputs for whatever reason, like I do, that's a really awesome option to have. There are a bunch of additional combo route extensions there besides the potential safe jump setup I just showed. If you wanted to extend this a little bit more, you could do previously, I had shown in my previous combo video that you could get a full screen cash out by getting a heavy Dima juggle, then drive rushing into uncharged, canceling into drive rush fully charged, canceling into drive rush uncharged. Anytime in a juggle that you would previously have done drive rush back heavy punch or drive rush charge back heavy punch during that juggle, you can replace that back heavy punch with the knee target combo. If it would have been an uncharged back heavy, you're going to want to do the uncharged knee target combo. If it would have been a charged back heavy, you're going to want to do the charge to get the maximum amount of damage. So your cash out here, uncharged, fully charged, level 2. And you might remember that when I demonstrated this previously with the back heavy punches, you can end in light Gladius, and it connects into level 3. I was pleasantly surprised to find that you can still end in light Gladius into level 3 off this juggle if you use the knee at the end, like so. It being light Gladius is a big deal for modern because that means you can use the one button Gladius and this still connects. Whereas, for instance, off of it's gonna whip unless it's a heavy Gladius. But in the juggles that lead into back heavy punches, that lead into the knee target combo, after your final knee target combo closeout, you can always do a light Gladius into level 3. So your max cash out, if you start with OD Dima, over 50%. If you were to start with heavy Dima, and I'm just going to do the most damaging way to do that. Oh wait. And that does over 60% with completely modern inputs. Or actually, wait, not completely modern because I started with this. If you were to do this completely modern, if you can't do the quarter circle back and you were to just start with the heavy auto combo, it still does. Let's see here. Is it still 60%? Probably not quite. Not quite. It's a little over 57%. That's still an absolute ton of damage. And believe it or not, there are ways to extend that even further to get even more damage. I have a lot of difficulty with this next combo, so I'm probably going to drop it a bunch of times. But if you start with... why am I over here? That juggle lasts long enough that technically you can do another of the... and he'd still be in the air, and you could still end with like Gladius until level 3. That also works when they're in the corner. Personally, I find it very difficult to consistently get another drive rush into back heavy punch with the correct timing after the knee. So I'm going to try this a couple times. If I can't land it, you'll just have to take my word for it. Maybe it's easier if I have him in the corner. Let's see here. I know it works. I did it before I turned the camera on. Alright, I'm not going to be able to land it at the moment. But trust me when I say it does a little bit more damage. It still allows you to end in the same route. And if you can get the inputs consistent for the juggle, then after the initial... oh my god. Then you just do this again. This again. And you'd still be in the air. You could still route to level 3. But I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes on stream trying to get it with the performance anxiety of knowing I'm on stream. I'll try to get a clip of it at some point. I know I've posted Twitter clips where I got it to work. It's just not going to happen at the moment. But that is going to be your max punch. When they're in the corner, you can make the combo a little bit easier for yourself by starting with just a charged back heavy off the juggle and beginning your drive rush cancels there. The rule of thumb to remember when you're doing drive rush cancels with back heavy and the knee target combo is that it has to alternate. If you start with a light, then you're drive rushing into, not light. If you start with uncharged and drive rush cancel, you want to drive rush cancel into a full charge. If you're canceling again, then you want to go into uncharged. You start with charge, drive rush cancel, you want to go into uncharged, then you want to go back into full charge. So generally, when I'm doing my corner combos, I am going to start with a full charge, drive rush cancel into uncharged, and then drive rush cancel into fully charged knee for a consistently executable, massive corner combo. I'm just going to start this with the auto combo to demonstrate that you don't even need to have the manual starter of this for it to be huge damage. Oh, what am I doing? And why am I over here?
Now you know history.
You can get something similar off of an OD starter. And that's, again, could be slightly more damage if I were doing 2 of these in a row, but I just don't think it's consistent enough to justify going for that if you haven't labbed it enough for it to be consistent. It's definitely the better route, and it's possible entirely without motion inputs, but I do find the timing of that extension particularly finicky. There are a lot of ways that you can get into a juggle situation in the corner as well. In my previous combo video, I said you could start with this. You could start with the heavy auto combo. You could start with this. Another interesting one that I found is that if you do a fully charged knee, it connects into OD phalanx, and you can begin your back cancels from there. I don't really see it being any more optimal than this, but just for the sake of mentioning it. So that's an option as well. I had a question from someone on the Marisa Discord earlier today about the timing of charging the knee in combos, and is it possible to partially charge the knee? Do you have to think about how much you have to charge it? Marisa's heavies only have charged and uncharged versions. There is no such thing as a partial charge. So standing heavy punch, uncharged, full charge. If you let go of it before it's fully charged, you're just getting the uncharged version. So I'm holding it a little bit there. Now holding it, hold it a little bit, then actually hold it into the full charge. There's no such thing as partially charged. In terms of damage, in terms of combo routing. If you know that in the particular combo you're doing, you're not going to charge the knee, for instance this, just don't hold it down at all. I don't think that works if you charge it. Let me check. Yep, no, has to be uncharged. So you know there, just don't hold the button down at all. Whereas fully charged. So you just want to get comfortable with knowing where in the juggle you are, and if it would have been somewhere that you would have used a fully charged back heavy punch, and if so, you charge the knee. If not, you don't charge the knee. It definitely takes a little bit of practice to get used to where you can fit the knee in and how much it needs to be charged. Your max combo here is only 2 cancels, uncharged punch, charged knee. Here, you're gonna go uncharged punch, charged punch, uncharged punch, charged punch, uncharged knee. Only the OD Dima can connect directly into the knee target combo. If you try to do that off of the heavy Dima, which I have on ranked multiple times by accident, it whiffs, you don't even get the target combo, they're going to end up hitting you. Don't do that. If you want to route into the knee off of the heavy Dima, you need at least one of these first. Whiffs. Connects. Get used to the new routes with that target combo, particularly into level 2. Because it's just fantastic combo routing. That previously, if I wanted to route into level 2 off of max punish, it would have looked like this. And that does a little over 51%. Now, almost 53%. So it's not just new looking, it does more damage. And this being a normal Marisa has on Modern, and where it fits into combos, you don't have to be able to do motion inputs to use this. This is a massive buff, no matter what your skill level with more classic controls is. Okay, so I covered the safe jump and empty jump. You can't partially charge it. It's either charged or uncharged. Oh, your DP punish can look a little bit different now as well, but that's going to require getting into one of the other changes in Season 2, which is that, let me make sure I don't have any reversal on here. A fully charged stand heavy punch is now +7. That's more plus than it used to be before. And that's notable because your medium punch target combo that you get by going in and out of the auto combo, 7 frame startup. So before, if you wanted to connect this into medium punches, it has to be off driver. Not anymore. If you land one of these, the fully charged stand heavy punch will always combo now into your medium punch target combo. So that's notable. And because this is more plus than it was before, it is also easier than it was before on punish counter. Let me turn on punish counter here. I have pointed out when discussing DP punishes in my previous video that I usually opt for this because it's easier to link than from that into the knee. But because this is more plus even when it's not punish counter than it used to be, it is a little more lenient to link from this into the knee. And that means it just got easier than ever for modern players who struggle with motion inputs to get a massive DP punish, because you can easily connect this directly into the heavy target combo. And then if you want a meterless ender, you can even take advantage of the access to quad there. So if you block a DP, that's almost all auto combo. 60%. Mind you, that was also completely meterless. You could be in burnout after having blocked this DP, and be in the corner, and still... do 60% with one of the easiest combos you will ever do with Marisa now, because it is so much more lenient than it used to be to connect that knee off of the charge standing heavy punch. It is also technically possible, and I'm gonna mess this up, but I'm gonna try, that if you block the DP, you can start your punish with the knee target combo as they're falling from the DP. Oh, I have to set it to block. I know it's possible. I got it to work earlier. Alright, you'll have to take my word for it that if you time the knee target combo correctly after blocking a DP, they're still in the air, you can go directly into this, just like you would off a normal juggle. Again, I think it's finicky. I don't think I'm going to be using it, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned it as an option. So that's that. Alright, what else have I not covered here? Easier to combo, easier DP punish. Okay, before I move on to dealing with the new Wakeup drive reversal, I mentioned earlier that Marisa loses stand heavy kick on Modern, and that this is a shame. Lucas stepping on you right now. He is! Oh, leave my feet alone. If, Modern Marisa does not have stand heavy kick, and the addition of proximity guard to that doesn't affect you because you don't have stand heavy kick. However, Modern Marisa does have sweep, including charge sweep, and there are things that are very notable about the way that's been changed in the current patch, because that also has proximity guard. If you don't know what proximity guard is, which I did not before this patch, I literally just learned this. Proximity guard means if you start using that move and they're walking away from you, they can't continue to walk back if they're in range of getting hit by it. They cease to lose the ability to walk back. So for me to go into recording here, I recorded this earlier, I'll just show you what it does. He's just walking back as far as he possibly can. But, since this has proximity guard, if you were to start charging that when he's walking away from you, but he's still in range of being hit by it, look what happens. This is very significant, particularly because, I'm going to set him to block real quick. You are only -3 if the charge sweep is blocked. That means you still have time to block, and you can't get hit by a counter 4-frame. And if they're in burnout, you're actually +1. Hey, I'm from the 801 Strider Discord. Hi, Memoria. So why would the opponent just be walking back from you? Well, Marisa has this thing that I think most Marisa players are a big fan of called the Gladius. And a lot of times, people are just going to try to walk right out of your Gladius range so that they can then hit you when the Gladius whiffs. Oop, he's not in Gladius range. Now he can hit me, right when it whips, he could stop walking backward there, hit a button, and get a massive punish counter combo. So people will start walking away from Marisa if you've shown that you're going to use Gladius Lock, because they don't want to get hit by this. They want to be just outside of the range, like that, to where they can whack you for it and get a massive punish. And if your opponent now is just autopiloting, they're just going to walk back, they just want to whiff punish Gladius. You do have to do it with the correct spacing, as shown there, because if they're not in range, if you start charging when they're already out of range, like there, you're just going to get punished for it. It doesn't matter that it's safe on block. Nothing is safe on whiff. But you get it where they're still just in range. They have to hold that, and you get a knockdown. Not technically a combo, but I think it's one of the most notable changes in Season 2, so I wanted to make sure I brought it up. And that just leaves everybody's favorite new mechanic, Wake Up Drive Reversal. I am going to real quick set Luke to just hit me on block. I need him to knock me down, so that's going to be just crouching heavy kick. Let's make this easy. Worth noting, the input listed for Wake Up Drive Reversal is forward drive impact. I have gotten so many accidental drive impacts trying to do that. If you simply hold forward and press drive impact on your Wake Up, no double tap, just hold it, you will get Wake Up Drive Reversal every time, like so. Oh, why is he not? Oh, it's on Wake Up Reversal. I need it on block reversal. Yep. Still getting it accidentally a little bit. I think that's because I'm starting late. It makes it easier to avoid getting the accidental Wake Up Drive impact. I don't know why I'm still getting it at the moment. I had it consistently earlier. Call it screaming nerfs. But it's a lot easier to input the drive reversal on your Wake Up if you just hold forward into DI after the knockdown. You get the idea. Now, what if your opponent is hitting you with Wake Up Drive Reversal? This is what I wanted to get into. I made a short video on my YouTube about potential combos here, but it was before the patch actually hit, so I think it's worth going over again. Drive Reversal on recovery. Only block after first hit. Okay, if they're going to Drive Reversal, what are your options to punish that? Drive Reversal now is -6. It used to be, I believe, -8. And since 7 is less than 8, that meant you used to be able to punish a Drive Reversal. Obviously, they couldn't do it on Wake Up before, but you used to be able to punish a Drive Reversal with this. That doesn't work anymore. Oh, I gotta set him to block all. Oh, and now they've pushed back. We changed that too. I'm not sure the best way to set this up now. I probably should have thought of this in advance. The point is, you can't punish... Oh, wait! I'll put me in the corner. That solves that problem. 7 settings. Block all. Still too much pushback compared to throws have a lot more pushback in the patch. A lot of Marisa's Oki is different, but since this is a combo video and not an Oki video, I'm not really going to get into that. If you want to see a modern Marisa Oki video, I'll consider doing that in the future. I'm just going to get back to my original point here because I've gotten sidetracked. You can no longer punish drive reversal, including wake up drive reversal with this. You need something 6 frames or faster. And that means, the majority of the time, it's going to be your stand light punch. On punish counter. Block after first hit. On punish counter, crouch jab does link into the medium punch target combo. So there are some spacings at which you can punish drive reversal with this, but a lot of the time, that drive reversal is going to push you far back enough that this is not going to connect. You're not close enough to get it yet. So your go-to drive reversal punish is going to be the light punch target combo. And since it's on punish counter, it is a true combo, and you can route into, if you want a small punish, say... you want a bigger punish, or a different punish. If you want to actually get a big combo off of it, and you can extend from there. And then you can then route into your other new combo routes with the heavy kick target combo. Like, I'm just going to kind of improv this here. Wait. And it didn't have as much drive as I thought there because of this. Okay. Actually could have gotten a little bit more there since he's in the corner. I'm thinking too hard. Drive reversal punishes are very scaled, but even so, for that example punish, you can take 44% because they tried to wake up drive reversal and you blocked it. If you were to be on the other side here, you can't get quite as long a combo because you have to drive rush forward. You can't just juggle off the wall. But even so, almost 43% damage because they went for the drive reversal. So do not just let people get away with that and settle for a tiny punish. Do not autopilot this because that's not going to hit after the drive reversal anymore. Your drive reversal punish is always going to want to be... At mid-screen, that's another opportunity to route into your empty jump or safe jump potential setup. Wait, this doesn't... No, it's not. Or is it? Right, because it's off L Dima. Give me a second to double check this. I didn't test this beforehand. Yeah, you can route into that. Normally, you're going to be routing into the direct L Dima drive rush into knee off the medium punch target combo. But just because you can't use the medium punch target combo to punish drive reversal doesn't mean you can't still ultimately route into the same situation with the light punch target combo. I think that is probably everything. Proximity guard on the sweep, additional combo routes with the heavy kick target combo. It's not possible to partially charge it. You can guess whether or not you need to charge it based on whether or not you would have needed to charge a back heavy punch in the same place. We still don't have quadriga. We still don't have standing light kick. We still don't have standing heavy kick. We were already used to the damage scaling off raw Gladius into super. You generally are rarely going to want to do OG Gladius into level 2 now, when you could just do this into level 2 now. I think that pretty much covers the majority of the... Oh, and DP punish is being a little easier now. I think people are still here, so thank you. And if you have any questions before I end the stream, I'm just going to hover for a bit. And if you have any additional combo route questions or modern Marisa questions in general, I'd really love to be able to help. Thank you, Clint. And thank you so much for the Buy Me a Coffee donation yesterday. For those who don't know, I finally created an account on this little app called Buy Me Coffee, where you can donate to me if you so choose to help fund my ability to play in offline events and to spend my time working on content like this on YouTube and Twitch. By no means is anyone obligated to do so, but I'm out of work at the moment. This is the second time I've gotten laid off in only a year, and it can be difficult to justify continuing to spend time and money on getting better at this game. So if you were so inclined, if you appreciate anything I've created and you want to support, that's all in the link tree that I believe is now posted on both my Twitch and my YouTube, where this video will later live. So feel free to hop on that. Clint so far is the only person to have dropped some support there. But dude, I straight up cried. Like, that meant so much to me. Thank you so much. I've now gone off topic again. Does anybody have additional Muscle Mommy Modern Marisa questions that they would like me to answer while I'm still on stream? Because I want to make sure this is as helpful for everybody as possible, and I know that was a deluge of information. I'm just going to give it a couple seconds and mess around with beating up Luke. Alright, I don't see anybody in the chat, so I think I'm going to call it here. If you missed any of this and you want to make sure you get the information, this full VOD is going to go up on my YouTube probably later tonight, but definitely sometime soon. Thank you so much to everybody who hopped in to check this out. I really hope it's helpful. And if you have any additional questions about Modern Marisa combo routing when I'm no longer live, you can find me on Twitter at FemchefFTC. You can leave a comment on YouTube. However you get in touch with me, if you're in the Marisa Discord, you can tag me there. I would love to help in any way that I possibly can. Be well, take care of yourselves, keep labbing, and Gladius.